Seahawks and the Carolina Panthers. Panthers being on top, getting 31 to 24. Yes, that was correct. I didn't have to double check. I knew that.
So you've heard of the book A Tale of Two Cities?
I yes, Charles
This was a
Dickens.
this was a tale. Yes, this was a tale of two halves. Because holy shit! I mean, Carolina scored 31 points in the first half, based off largely a rushing attack, and shut out Seattle. Steven Hoshka, of all people, of all kickers, missed a kick that would have at least put him on the board. Would have not mattered in the
Well,
end.
plus and Luke Kuechly got that interception for the pick six right away.
Right, pick six. And then second half, yeah, they had scored like within the first 5 minutes. They already had two touchdowns. Man.
Yeah.
The second half, though, Seattle comes out hot, and they put up 24 points in the second half on largely a passing attack. Marshawn Lynch actually got pretty much shut down most of that game. He still ran pretty hard though. Don't get me wrong. It was good defensive playing. There was at one point I think he got stopped after like a 1 yard gain and turned it into a 9 yard gain.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like, holy shit, he's moving the whole pile right now. But they shut out Carolina in the second half. So it was just it ended up being too big of a hole for them to climb out of. But it got pretty tense there at the end. You know, I was like, is this really gonna happen?
I,
It didn't, but
I just want to point out what damn good journalism you just put out there for comparing
yeah,
A Tale of Two Cities to A Tale of Two Halves. That I like that. That was
I
brilliant.
like that.
Yeah. You like
My,
that?
I came back one more time.
Yeah.
I used my college English class.
um, the other thing I was gonna say is if you go back and watch our divisional round picks from last week, I did say that Seattle is a team that when they're down and out in the fourth quarter for whatever reason they go crazy. And I think even in that video I
Yeah,
might have said that they'll score 21 points in the fourth quarter if they need to win the game. And that's why I picked them to win. Granted, they did score 24 points, but it was a little too late type of
you didn't
thing for
know
them.
that they were going to be 31 points in the hole.
Exactly. Because
Going in.
if that game would have been any other like any closer, like if it was like 21-0, at the end of the halftime, Seattle would have come out with the win,
Well,
which
yeah,
is
think about.
crazy.
I mean, I know you probably don't want to think about it, but they did it to the Packers last year.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they were.
exactly.
So I mean, they've proven that they're a second half team. They get better as the game goes on. I think the Panthers are actually the opposite,
Yeah,
and
they're definitely.
that's gonna make it dangerous because they always come out strong, but they do seem to just they get into this prevent defense when they get a lead,
Yeah,
and I'm not a believer in prevent defenses at all. I've
Dom
seen,
Capers did that all last year, and it pissed me off.
yeah, I mean, Saints defensive coaches over the years have done it. I just I don't like prevent defense.
No.
Just play the game like we're playing the game. You know, that's I've seen too many plays be given up because of the
Hmm.
prevent.
I mean, shit. That's the whole reason why the Packers lost the NFC Championship last year. They went into prevent defense, and look what. Well, which is funny
Prevent
because
defense prevents you from winning. That's what it does.
yeah, well, which is funny because look what happened both times. Packers went prevent defense and they lost, and then Carolina went to prevent defense and they almost lost. Uh, they actually had an interview with Greg Olson after the game, and they mentioned that about, or he admitted that he's like, we're definitely a first half offense, or just a first half team. He's like, this is something that we need to work on. We got to be able to make sure that we can at least stay in the game for the full game, so that something like this doesn't happen. But they're like, he kind of just said like, we knew what kind of team that they were coming in, and we knew how to stop them, but it did kind of get closer than we expected it to. So they knew that like they had a strategy, I guess, and they still like kind of went like, damn, like that didn't work nearly as well as we kind of thought it might.
And all the three teams that are left in the playoffs are all teams that can come back and win.
Hmm.
The Broncos did it today. The Cardinals did it yesterday
Yeah.
in OT. I guess they were ahead, but I mean they came back from being down and up. But and you know damn well Tom Brady can do it.
Yeah.
So they're definitely gonna have to fix it, or they might be in for some heartbreak.
Right. Which is
So
weird because like as talented as their defense is to just allow all these points in the second half to happen like that, or even for, I mean, I sort of get it too. Uh, when you have your offense scoring points that they are, and then especially when you're coming in third quarter and you're up 31 points, are you going to be sitting there bombing the field or bombing the ball downfield? Are you going to be doing these? No, you're just going to run the ball and you're going to try to waste time on the clock.
you know
So
what I didn't like? There was a play late in the game, and if they would have converted, it would have pretty much put the game away. They were across the 50. They were on the 40-something yard line. They were 4th and 2, and Riverboat Ron, the gambler, punted. I didn't like that. Go for it. I mean, how bad a field position are you going to possibly give them anyway?
yeah,
You know, they were back at the 40 within like 2 plays. You know, because you punt, it's hard to pin them back deep on a punt that close. You know,
right.
I didn't like that, and if that was another example of, I guess, getting into too much of a preventative mode. Just go for it. This is big time football, right? This is the playoffs. You give the ball back to Tom Brady or Peyton Manning or Carson Palmer, and you might lose. Russell Wilson almost calls it, you know,
Yeah.
and he might be the worst passer of the three. Maybe Peyton Manning, maybe better than Peyton Manning right now.
Yeah,
But
I was gonna say, especially the
you
last
know,
weeks of the season, Russell Wilson definitely showed him. Well, but then if you want to look at last
I,
week's
I
game,
wasn't even a diss on Russell Wilson. That's just Tom Brady and Carson Palmer. I think were like the two best passers this season.
yeah,
You know, and
yeah, that's true.
and then I'm just giving Manning the respect that I think he's earned over the years. But they're gonna have to figure it out. Greg Olson's right. They're gonna have to get better, and they have to get better quick in
Hmm.
the second half. So yeah, that's about as far as the Seahawks. They didn't win the division. They were 2-time repeating champs, and I think this just sort of shows that, and they can win on the road, but it shows how important that home field advantage is to them.
Yeah,
You know, it was less so this year, but in the playoffs, you can't tell me that stadium wouldn't have been rocking. The whole atmosphere would have been completely different if they had been playing at home, and they probably would have won.
yeah, that's
Honestly,
true.
so
They probably. You know what I thought was weird? Despite being at home, uh, Carolina chose to wear their alternate white jerseys, which I thought was kind of strange.
yeah, some teams do that. Saints do it occasionally.
Well, I know, like, usually teams do that, like, if it's really hot out, because
Yeah.
instead of wearing black, but you're in the middle of fucking winter. We're in January. Like, why are you wearing white jerseys?
I'm not really sure what the logic was behind that. Choice.
No, well, I just thought it was kind of weird.
Interesting stylistic
Yeah,
options.
yeah, I guess.
I guess that about wraps it up, though. I mean, Carolina's moving on. They were explosive and kind of petered out. They just need to stay that explosive. Hey, that first half Carolina team is Super Bowl champs, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So if they play like that the whole game, I don't think anyone can beat them. But that second half Carolina team, I don't know if they could beat any of the rest of the teams.
It's gonna be, both of the NFC and AFC championship games I think are equal for different reasons, like equal difficulty for both teams, but for different reasons. Because Arizona is gonna give them a run for their money, and as much as anybody that wants to say, that uh, oh well, they barely beat the Packers. I think honestly the Packers were just showing how a testament of how good of a team they actually were, despite all the criticism through the end of the year. Same way with the Patriots. Look at how much criticism they were getting towards the end of the year, and look what they did to the Chiefs. I'm just saying, Arizona's going to give Carolina a run for their money, and I'm not exactly sure how well that game is going to play out for either side. Same thing with Brady and the Broncos. Broncos could give Brady a run for his money with how good of a defense they are, or Brady might just completely run over that defense. So
Right.
it's gonna be a really good championship series. I'll at least say that.
Are we gonna see? The first half. Okay, here we go. Are we
Okay.
gonna see the Incredible Hulk or Bruce Banner? Are we gonna see Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde? Are we gonna
Ooh.
see the beastly first half team, or are we gonna see when the Hulk runs out of juice and he turns back into the regular dude. I'm on a roll right now.
Yeah, man, your journalism is coming out great. I like your idioms and your metaphors.
I mean, he
They're all
uses the
good.
Superman thing. The superhero shit just comes natural, right?
Yeah, true. You know, and uh, man, it's unfortunate that would have been Carolina and the Packers because Eddie Lacy always has that Hulk
Right.
vest thing on underneath his jersey. So, but the Hulk and Superman going at it, the ultimate battle.
Eddie Lacy, the baddest man on the planet with the beer
Oh my god, we should have talked about that in the Packer video, but this
gut.
isn't the right place.
All
I
right.
forgot to
I
mention it.
know we forgot, and I just had to make a joke somewhere.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you brought his name up, and I'm like, now's the opportunity.
He is
Yeah.
no, he is the best running back with a beer gut. You're absolutely right. Maybe one of the only NFL players with a beer gut.
It's not a lineman.
Yeah,
But yeah. All right. Carolina, Arizona. Looking forward to it.
yeah, definitely, definitely. With that, make sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Make sure to watch our other playoff videos because we're putting them out every single day, or talking about it every single day at least.
A little carried away with every single day there. we
We'll have our playoff picks. Make sure to watch our other playoff videos on the picks. Make sure to relate to them with our new one. And then we always have our late calls. So we have lots of stuff going on for the playoffs and getting excited. It's getting closer and closer to the Super Bowl. And there's always more and more to talk about because of that. So I'm sorry. I don't know why I winked at everybody. I'm just going to leave now.
sure they liked it.
I hope so. Otherwise, I'm just going to be a creeper, huh?
I'll let them decide.
Like, comment, subscribe if you think I'm a creeper.
I'm gonna go like the video right now on my personal account.